Hey YouTube, how y'all is, how y'all be, how y'all bees, how y'all been on this good Tuesday afternoon? Now, I'm here to talk to y'all about Basketball Wives Season 12, Episode 5, Magic, Mess, and Matrimony. Here at the last line, matrimony, huh? Okay. So remember from the last review that I gave y'all, and somebody was at the door, somebody rang the doorbell, and Evelyn just instant, that better not be Jennifer. That better not be Jennifer. That. I'm like, Evelyn, please. And then, so Jackie went to go get the door. And then it was a man welcoming the ladies to Las Vegas. He was a magician. And the magician came in and he just welcomed everybody to Las Vegas and said that it's fun stuff that goes on in Las Vegas. And I said, all right. Let's see. And then the magician gives Ty a red ball in her hand. And he tells her to just hold it. And the magician has a red ball in his hand. And then he counts to 3. And then he wants Ty to do this. Close her fist. And then when Ty opens her fist up, then the magician didn't have any balls. But Ty has 2 red balls. And that was cool. And everybody was just so excited. And then the magician, he swallows the longest balloon that I'd never seen. I had to drink my coffee off of there. And I said, ooh, a long green ball, huh? And you know, Ty was instantly, and Ming, they was instantly like, oh. And then Jackie, oh, I wonder where that ball is going. I wonder where that balloon is going. I said, Jackie, just an old freak. It's okay though. It's okay to be that way. But she just always just was given freakaleak/freakazoid. It's okay though. It's okay. And then he says the magician, after he swallowed that long balloon and all that stuff, and they make their little comments and all that stuff, and everybody like Ming was like, oh, gross. I'm like, girl, bye. Poo, bye. And then the magician, he says in Vegas that he believes makes people appear and people disappear. And he had like a square glass, and then he put like a burgundy sheet on it. And then he was like, you want to see who it is under here? And then out walks Shani. And Shani appears. And then everyone's like, oh my God, Shorty. Oh my God, Shorty. I'm like, Evelyn, good God, girl. When I tell you about kissing somebody patootie, she kisses her patootie. And I'm pretty sure Shani wraps it up. You know, she just like, oh, wow. Anyway, Shani appears and all this stuff. And then she welcomes, gives Evelyn a hug, of course. And then Evelyn was beat red. She be so happy and she be so excited. And she said in her confessional, Evelyn, she said, oh, the best thing that ever could have happened was for Shorty to come out. I'm like, Evelyn, girl, please. And then Evelyn takes it upon herself to introduce every single lady that was there, minus Jennifer, to, Shani. And then Jennifer Gold, aka Christian Gold's wife. I'm like, oh, the wife gang it is. The wife gang. You know what? I don't despise nobody's marriage and nothing like that. And I'm just gonna go ahead and say what I say. If she like it, I love it. I love Jennifer. She's a sweetheart. And I mean, I see that Jennifer is shady now, but she don't do stuff to the magnitude that Evelyn always tries to make it seem. Everybody know that Evelyn is overboard with everything. But off of that, then, Jen pulls up, and then Brandy and Jackie, they go outside to see Jen. And Jen stated that she will stay out there to talk to them, because she said that she trying to pretty much not disturb her peace, and how she feeling good about her wedding, and she don't want nothing to interrupt her peace. And I said, I understand, girl, because if you go in that house, it's a whole bunch of shady biz naives up in there now. A shout out to Scrappy. It's a whole lot of shady folks up in there. Yep, 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 yep. And you would think that they're kids. I always say that. You would think that they're children, very much so. You would think that they're children, especially the biggest child of it all, Brandy. And then, Evelyn in the house, they talking to, let me just finish this. They're talking to Jen, and Jen stated that she is wanting to invite Ty and Shani. And Ming is gonna come anyway, because Ming knows Christian. She's related to Christian. I don't know if y'all caught that, but Ming is related to Christian on the aunt side. And she knows the aunt, and they're related and all this stuff. Because of course Ming was gonna come. And then she wanted Ty to come too. Ty was invited. Ty is so sweet. She always be looking like, they catch her off guard in every scene. And I be living for Ty, because she be so serious with her looks, because they catch her off guard all the time. Y'all think she gonna be on the next season? I think not. If she come back, she'll be a strong woman. I think she's just gonna be on this season, because they too messy for her. And then Jen pretty much says, well, y'all have, and then let me just say this before I get off of them. Jackie says, okay, it's cold out here. You want to come in? And Jen just pretty much say no. And she wants to keep her peace, and she's not trying to have it disturbed or nothing like that. And then she said that she'll see them at the wedding. She'll see Jackie, and then she'll see Brandy, and she'll see Ty, and then she'll see Ming, all at the wedding, all four at the wedding. And then Evelyn is messy, and Brandy walks back in the house, and she all but apologizes to them. And she said, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make anyone feel any kind of way. And she folds like a piece of tissue. No, folds like a darn piece of paper. And she just folded. She was like this at first, and then as soon as she walked back in the house, I apologize. I ain't want nobody to feel any kind of way. And here she go. Folded. I said, Brandy, is it that serious for the check? I'm like, girl, please tell me if it's that serious. And then Ty and Evelyn, they just end up after she apologized and all this stuff, her and Chantel, Brandy, she was wrong in this situation. That's all I'm gonna keep saying. She was dead wrong, because Chantel was expressing her grievances from the previous episode. And my whole thing is, Brandy, I mean, come on, girl. Are you 5? Are you 4? Are you 6? Are you 20? Or are you 30 plus? And she ain't even that. She better in her 40s almost. I'm like, girl, calm it down, because ain't your child is not here in Vegas. Your child is back in LA. Okay? So calm that down. And then Ty and Evelyn, they talk about the wedding. And Evelyn is having a photo shoot in the kitchen now. And she said, I gotta have my glam, and I look good and all that stuff. It's my birthday weekend. I said, yes, it is. But, yeah, it is, Evelyn. Moving on. And then Ming and Ty, Ming comes in the kitchen, and Ty was already in the kitchen talking to Evelyn, cleaning up. And then Ming said that she was gonna come in there and cook. And she said that, I would have cooked the other day, but it was just so much BS bullshiggity going on, and she couldn't even just think and all that stuff, and Brandy just on 20 million. And I'm like, why she be so angry? And she taking her grievances off on every single body that she comes in contact with because of her ex-husband. Her husband, they still married, but her husband. And I'm like, girl, can't nobody help it that your husband cheated with 50 plus women. And when I say 50 plus women, I mean 50 plus. Back in the hundreds, the 200s. I mean, he was a serial cheater. Everybody know Jason Maxiell was a cheater when he was in the NBA. All I'm going to say is he was. Okay? That's why she be just having so much angst for everybody, even if they don't have crap to do with what she be talking about. I'm like, Brandy, quit. And then she meets up with Evelyn, and she sucks up to Evelyn. And then they all, once breakfast is done, Ming end up cooking and Ty cleaned up everything. And then Chantel shows up to breakfast. And then Chantel goes to her house with her children, because she did say that she can go to her children's and she can go see her kids if she gotta, be around people that's acting like they kids. And I'm like, she just so grown and she's so mature and she don't act like her mama. And I don't get it. I'm like, how you came from your mama and you got more sense than your mama, old, grown, 50 plus year old woman, and she got more sense than you. And now I see why you don't want to introduce her to your husband. I wouldn't either. Even though it's my mama, I would just have my slight boundaries on her. And she couldn't be around. Because she do too much. And then they all eat breakfast. And Brittany, while they're eating breakfast, Brittany does, she has a strong opinion. And she says that Brandy is so childish. And she didn't do it in front of her. She did it in a confessional. I said, Brittany Renner, you my girl too. I mean, I like genuinely everybody on Basketball Wives. I can even deal with Jackie and Brandy. But who I can't deal with is Evelyn. She too childish. It don't make no sense. Childish and jealous. And she don't want nobody to have, rainbows and, cotton candy. She don't want nobody to be sweet. She want everybody to be in the gutter and just nasty and mean like her. She's very mean. But anyway, going back to Chantel and Jackie, and they talk, and Jackie tells Chantel that, let's say Chantel and Jackie, they talk. And Chantel tells her that she is nothing like her. And Chantel tell her mama, Jackie, that she is not like her at all. And she said, you cannot start ish with her. And then Jackie stated that she is taking Brandy to the wedding. So she pretty much told her that you can't start ish with her, Chantel now. She said, you can't start nothing with me and then just expect it to be peaches and rainbows after. That's not how she play. And she said she don't play them type of games. And she said that to her mama and told her mama. And then she said in a confessional. And I'm like, that's the person that you need to tell that it's just too much childish bull crap going on. And your mama is the ringleader of all the childish bull crap. All I'm going to say, she is. And everybody know Jackie been the ringleader of all the bull crap and all that stuff. But I said, well, maybe she got to do it to, keep her check rolling or whatever. She got to suck up to Evelyn. She got to suck up to Shawnee. She got to act like everything is peaches and roses so she can keep this money flowing. But I'm like, Jackie, Doug Christie got more money than everybody on this darn show. I said, well, not Shawnee, but because him and Shaq, they pretty much probably got about the same money. But the whole point I'm making is she the richest person on here, and she should not have to be on here. She just on here because I guess she needs something to do. Oh, and then Chantel, she said, well, enjoy yourself. And she said, I'm just going to stay back and I'm going to hang with Denise and Evelyn. And then, so it's Evelyn, Denise, and they said they just going to have fun. So, she said, and then Brittany Renner too. And Brittany said that she's going to plan, a good outing for them, to celebrate Evelyn and all this stuff. And then they go to, I don't know what you should call this. Well, I skipped. Everybody get dressed for the party. And Brandy got on a dress that is killing. When I say that dress is fire, that dress is fire. The dress is like this, and then it's got her boobs out, and then it's just all the way down, then all the side is out, leading to her thigh that's beside her buttocks. And I said, okay, Brandy, who you trying to catch down in Vegas? All right. I said, girl, okay. I ain't mad at you. And then, so we know she had that freakum dress on. And then they arrived to the wedding chapel in Vegas. And Brandy makes a comment that Jennifer will never. So she had something to say about the wedding chapel. And I'm like, girl, have you not ever been to a wedding chapel in Vegas? It's not going to be it's not going to be luxury or nothing like that. I'm like, everybody go to Vegas to do like quick weddings if they in Vegas. And if they just want to get everything done, and if it's a quick intimate setting, everybody does that. I'm like, Brandy, come on. You ain't that green. Well, maybe she is. And then and they paying from their wedding right there. And then Brittany asked Evelyn while in the car on their way to their little celebration if it's a small part of her that misses Jen. And then Evelyn instantly says no. And she feels sad about the way that the friendship ended, but she don't miss her. And where it's gone. I'm like, okay, Evelyn. Anyway. And going back to the chapel, Aunt Lauren shows up. And Jen's dog shows up as well. So cute. Aunt Lauren stated that she pulled up, like she told Evelyn to pull up, in that text message last week. She said she pulled up in L.A. and she said she been posted up in L.A. And then she said she been waiting for Evelyn. And of course Evelyn didn't come. We know Evelyn can't fight. It's like, girl, boo, hoo, ooh, wee. We know Evelyn can't fight. Everybody knows she can't. And then Jen and Christian, they went ahead and got married. And then it was just so sweet. The little person, he was the little Elvis. And then he pronounced them husband and wife. And they got in their little Cadillac, well, their little car. And it was pink. And it says, just married. And I said, they so cute. And then they went to the hotel. And then Jen said, well, we can, do what we need to do now. And, go ahead and make our wedding official. And make our, pretty much Christian, the bed in the hotel. I said, okay. I said, all right. Oh, Jen. All right. Okay. And then she go ahead and talk to Christian. And Christian said, well, I always been down for you. And, I always rub your back, run your bath water, rub your feet, and kiss your feet, and lick your feet. I said, suck your feet. I said, toes. I said, ooh, Lord. But did I think that he was going to bend down and suck that lady's toes? And then he went ahead and did that. I said, ooh, Christian. Oh, Lord. Okay. All right. Whew. And then all panning back when the ladies was all meeting for dinner and all that stuff. And then, Jackie, she going to have to go ahead and start the mess and bring the shade and bring everything to the forefront. And she couldn't wait to tell Evelyn once she came back from that chapel about Aunt Lauren and how Aunt Lauren was there waiting on her like, what's good? What's good? And how Evelyn didn't show up. And I'm like, Evelyn, we know you just ain't gonna show up. And then Evelyn and got mad at the ladies pretty much and said, so you mean to tell me that she was there, she was talking mad crap about me, and did any of y'all have my back? And then Ming said, well, no. And then Brandy said, well, we couldn't because it is a wedding, Evelyn. Come on, Evelyn, it is a wedding. I'm like, girl, Evelyn don't care about that. She really don't. And then Evelyn said, what? F all y'all, cause y'all are fake. And then the episode went on, and I said, wait a minute, she done got mad. And hold on though, you know Ming with the priceless looks. Ming said, and then she said, F all y'all all fake. And then not Ming but Ty with the priceless looks. And I said, all right, okay. Well, she said that they didn't have her back. And Jackie said, well, Evelyn, we couldn't because it's a wedding. And Evelyn didn't want to hear that. And I said, Evelyn, we going to just have to just make it a thing of, you do know that she was trying to get out of pocket with Chantel. Not Evelyn. Brandy got out of pocket with Chantel. And she told her to stay in the child's place. And then Chantel did this. She was finna get up. And I said, they better show it on the next episode. In addition to when Jen and Evelyn meet to talk and all this stuff. And then Jackie in the middle. I said, is this going to ever be an ending? But that was Basketball Wives Season 12. Episode 5. I believe it's episode 5. Don't let me misquote it now. These notes here. It was episode 5. I was right. And that was Magic, Mess, and Matrimony. And tell me how y'all like this. Because them women, when I say childish at the most, childish is... And I said, I can't. But I'm going to come back with y'all for episode 6 as soon as they get it popping. And I bet you, I promise y'all, I'm going to do it on Monday. So, see y'all later, YouTube. I'm going to get this uploaded. Like, comment, and subscribe.